First time I heard this band was when I was a junior in college. Back then, I was only listening to heavy metal music, but one day one of my roommates showed me this new CD, and it was Nirvana Nevermind. I listened to the first song, Smells Like Teen Spirit. It was kind of cool. It wasn't heavy metal, but it was like heavy enough to keep me interested in the band. After I heard the entire album, I was really open to listen to like different styles of music. You know, I liked it a lot. Now, I had already owned albums by Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, but those bands were considered metal back then. After that day, I got really into like alternative music and the whole grunge scene, and I was really into that entire scene like for like the next few years. The album was released on September 24th, 1991, celebrating its 30th anniversary. It was released on DGC Records and produced by Butch Vig. It's their second album, and their first with Dave Grohl on drums. The previous album was called Bleach. That one had a very raw garage rock sound, but this one was different. The music was a lot more radio friendly. The songs were heavy, but at the same time they were pop songs. According to Kurt Cobain, the songs on Nevermind were influenced by the Pixies, REM, the Smithereens, and Melvins, but he also added some heaviness with an influence from Black Flag and Black Sabbath. The album was a big success. It reached number 1 on the Billboard 200. The single Smells Like Teen Spirit reached number 6 on the Hot 100. And there were 3 other successful singles, Come As You Are, Lithium, In Bloom. Now this is the album that helped start the grunge and alternative rock music, and resulted in many bands from the Seattle scene rising to prominence. So Kurt Cobain wrote most of the lyrics. Most of the lyrical content was centered around like a dysfunctional relationship he had with Toby Vale. Like she was one of those like riot girls or something like that. But after their relationship ended, most of the lyrics to the songs do have like references to like that relationship. Now the album's original title was called Sheep, kind of like an inside joke of like people buying the album and all that. But he chose Nevermind, like for a couple of reasons. But one, he was a fan of the Sex Pistols. Nevermind the Bollocks, here's the Sex Pistols. Now, as for the artwork or the cover, you probably all know by now that the baby boy in the photo, Spencer Eldon, he is suing the band because he never really gave us consent to appear, you know, like naked on the album cover. But that I'm not really going to get into in this video. So, Smells Like Teen Spirit was the first song I heard from the band. It was a song that was really overplayed over the years, so it's probably like one of those songs that I wouldn't really mind if I didn't hear it again. It's a song that if I'm listening to the album, I'll listen to like the album all the way through, but if it comes up on like a YouTube playlist, I might like skip it because it is very overplayed, but it is the song that did get me into the grunge scene. In Bloom is a really great song. I remember the music video for that one. The black and white music video made it look like the band performing on the Ed Sullivan Show. Now they dressed up in like that like 50s style, or I think it was the early 60s maybe. They were trying to be more like the Dave Clark 5. I guess that was the band they were trying to emulate. And this is probably one of the most memorable music videos from back in the day. Come As You Are, and there's another great song, has a very memorable music video showing some underwater scenes. You got some like falling water with that Kurt Cobain right behind it. You got that scene with like the gun floating in the water. I also like the unplugged version of the song, and it's one of those songs I used to love to play this on the guitar. Breed is a really cool song. It's one of those songs that showed off their punk rock side. It's a fast-paced song. It's a really kind of weird lyrics, but one of the shorter songs at 3 minutes. Lithium was one of my favorites back in the day. They had a really cool guitar riff. Really just like power chords that moved up and down the neck of the guitar. And this is one of those songs that had that classic formula of the soft verse, heavy chorus. This is something Nirvana did like throughout the entire album. Polly, that's a really great song. It's really just one person on an acoustic guitar and singing, and that song also appeared on their EP of rarities called Incesticide. The version wasn't like an electric version with like the full band, and it sounded more like a typical Nirvana song. Territorial, Pissings, that's a really great one. Simple 3-chord song, just straightforward punk rock, really fast-paced song. It's a very fun listen, you know, despite being a very simple song. Drain You, that's another really cool one. Very catchy pop song, played with power chords. And what I like about this, Kurt's vocals, he would like sing like the first verse in like a deeper tone, and then the last verse in like his like screaming tone. That was like something else that really made these songs memorable. Lounge Act, that was probably one of my favorite deep cuts from the album. A song that was not really very popular, but it had a really great melody, and that was one of those that like I always went back to. Stay Away, another song, had a really great punk rock edge. Fast-paced song, added some variety to the album. On a Plane, another one of those great deep cuts. Type of song that kind of sticks in your head. Very catchy, very memorable, and that was kind of like the key to the success of their albums, like these very like catchy songs. The last song, Something in the Way, very simple 2-chord song, but very memorable, very slow, hypnotic, has some pretty cool lyrics. You know, when it's something like, it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings, you know. That's something that you never forget after listening to that song. And the album also has a hidden track called Endless Nameless. It was actually like 10 minutes of silence on the CD. Now when you stream it, I mean, it's just like the last song, but that song was just kind of like noise rock, a lot of like distorted guitar, distorted bass guitar, and I don't know, it was kind of filler, but it was pretty cool. And anyway, in conclusion, so this is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's an album I always remember, that would like open doors for me to like different styles of music, you know. I was listening to a lot of like thrash metal in like 89, 90, 91. This album comes out. All of a sudden, I'm like listening to different stuff. I'm listening to like Temple of the Dog, Pearl Jam, all like different kind of like alternative bands, Screaming Trees, Smashing Pumpkins. You know, this album just like changed my you know, whole you know, perception of music or whatever it is. But anyway, it's a really great album. I listened to it today. I don't really get tired of it. So that's it. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John. Check out my other videos. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more albums that were released on this particular day. So this is a big week for our anniversary. So see you in the next one.